person who you have a secret language with that no one else understands. Maybe you met them this year on this campus, or maybe you've known them since you were in kindergarten. My best friend and I, we've known each other since we were in the 4th grade. We have our own little ritual that every time we're together, we'll sing I'd Rather Go Blind by Beyonce together. We are all inseparable from our best friends. And at times, best friends go through hardships. For us, we thought it would just be me going away for college, but we never would have imagined what took place next. New Year's Eve of this year, I was planning on bringing in the New Year's with my best friend and her cousin at a New Year's Eve party. But other plans arose, so she and her cousin went to the party instead. The last thing that I told her was to call me if anything happens, and I'll come get you. That next morning, my best friend woke up an hour away from where we lived in a guy's house that she doesn't know. She doesn't remember how she got there or where her cousin was. She was worried, confused, terrified about what happened the night before and how this night will affect her for the rest of her life. Sexual assault. It is the one topic many of us find uncomfortable and try to avoid. But how can we continue to avoid something that happens every single day? We can no longer be the silent voices or listeners or watchers of sexual assault. We have to take action. But in order to do this effectively, there are 3 things we must do. We must first understand what sexual assault is. Second, we must discuss the different impacts sexual assault has. And lastly, we have to discuss the solutions. First, what is sexual assault? According to the 2017 article by Michelle Cromer, she states that sexual assault is defined as an unwanted sexual contact. Anyone can be a victim of sexual assault. Women, men, children, and members of the LGBT community. And assaults can take place anywhere. College campuses are one of the most vulnerable places for an assault to occur. In a 2008 book by Michelle Pilati, she states that 1 in 4 students will be sexually assaulted before they graduate college. Our second step is to identify the different impacts that sexual assault has. The first impact that sexual assault has is on survivors. Many times after an assault, survivors can face physical, emotional, and a psychological toll. Physically, survivors can sustain injuries such as bruises, unwanted pregnancies, and contracting STDs. An emotional and psychological toll takes place as well. Many survivors report feeling emotions of embarrassment, disgust, regret, and also fear. In a 2017 article by William Bieber, he states that in 80% of all cases, the offender and survivor were acquaintances. Due to this acquaintance is why nearly all cases go unreported due to that fear of retaliation from society and the perpetrator. The second impact that sexual assault has is on loved ones. After the assault of my best friend, I spent a lot of time blaming myself. I had no answers for why it happened to her or what God was trying to show her. I eventually had to come to the realization that what happened to her was not because of what she or what I did or did not do. A quote by Terry Pratchett states, "Sometimes the only thing you can do for people is to be there for them." And that's what I had to do for my best friend. I knew that in this moment in her life, she needed me now more than ever. My best friend, like many survivors, support is the #1 thing that they need after an attack. The first thing you say to a survivor is not, "What were you doing? What were you wearing? Or how much were you drinking?" These questions not only doubt whether you believe your best friend, but it simply states that you are justifying the actions of the perpetrator. Support your friend by saying, "I support you, I'm here for you, and it's not your fault." The last impact that sexual assault has is on society. Many times, offenders receive a slap on the wrist for the crimes they commit. Examples such as R. Kelly, Brock Turner, and Donald Trump are all prime examples of how society has adapted to this acceptance. Due to this acceptance is why 995 out of 1,000 perpetrators will walk free and receive no jail or prison time according to their crime. This also leads to why Jennifer Pett's 2019 article states that there are 150,000 rape kits still awaiting to be tested in the U.S. today. The last step to addressing sexual assault is to be the solution and take action. First, know that if you are a victim of sexual assault, the first thing you have to do is you have to tell someone. Tell someone you trust, your best friend. The second thing you have to do is file a report. First, know that if you were sexually assaulted on Missouri State campus, MissouriState.edu/Title IX has great resources for you to seek counseling and also file a report on the incident. Missouri State also emphasizes that if alcohol was involved, you will not be penalized for that violation. You will not be penalized for that violation. And lastly, what to do if your best friend is sexually assaulted. First, know that if your best friend is sexually assaulted, the first thing you have to do is you have to support them. You have to support them physically, you have to support them emotionally, and you have to support them mentally. Support them by going to the Title IX office with them, going to clinic appointments with them, and referring them to other resources. The second thing you have to do is listen to the needs of your best friend. Open ears is what they're going to need now more than ever. So don't ask them the criticizing questions of, how much were you drinking? And lastly, as a friend, you have the power to do something. Green Dot is a bystander intervention program here on Missouri State campus that reduces sexual assault on our campus and in our community. An act of Green Dot is simply making the choice to prevent something from occurring, such as telling someone. According to MissouriState.edu/Green Dot, it states that its primary goal is that violence is not tolerated on our campus and everyone is expected to do their parts. So if you are in a party and you see something happening, speak up and do something. Tell the host, the bartender, the bouncer. By doing this act of Green Dot, you are letting survivors know that you stand with them. But by not taking action, you are accepting that sexual assault is okay. On April 9th of 2019, a power walk was hosted by Me Too Springfield to walk for the survivors of sexual assault. A quote by Caitlin Wade on the Stanton newspaper says, "It's easy to share something on Facebook or to say you support it, but it's more important to bring into your lives and show individuals that you stand with and that you believe them." In order for us to show individuals that we stand with and that we believe them, we have to be the solution and take action. Today, I have explained to you what sexual assault is. I have listed the different impacts sexual assault has, and lastly listed solutions for sexual assault. Now, remember when I asked you, who's your best friend? The person that knows everything about you? Well, someone's best friend will be sexually assaulted this month, this week, today. So my question to you is, what are you going to do?